Singular and plural. In this video, we will learn about singular noun and plural noun. Children, it is very important to know how to form plurals correctly. For this, all you need to do is just follow these 6 simple rules. Let us start with what do you mean by singular? A noun that names one person, animal, or thing is known as singular noun. For example, a girl, a dog, a house, a bicycle. Whereas a noun that names more than one person, animal, or thing is known as a plural noun. For example, girls. Here we are talking about more than one girl. Houses. Here we are talking about more than one house. Dogs. Here we are talking about more than one dog. Bicycles. Here we are talking about more than one bicycle. Let's learn how to form plurals. Rule number 1 says, most nouns form their plurals by adding s to the singular. Children, here we are going to focus on making the singular into plural by adding s. Let's see some examples. The left hand side you can see singular and on the right hand side you can see plural. How we are going to change the singular into plural. The first one is balloon. Balloon will become balloons. As you can see, I have used red ink to highlight. Here, I changed balloon, that is a singular, to plural, that is balloons, by simply adding s to it. Let's see some more examples. Horse. By adding s to it, we make it horses. The same way, house. By adding s to it, we get the plural houses. Kite. It becomes kites. Game. It becomes games. Eye. By adding s to it becomes eyes. Doll. By adding s to it, we get dolls. Day. By adding s to it, day becomes days. Remember, rule number 2 says most nouns ending with o forms their plurals by adding es to the singular. Children, here onwards you need to be very attentive because now the rules are going to change. And every time you cannot add s to the given noun and change it to the plural. Here, rule number 2 says, if the noun ends with o, you will add es to it to make the plural. Let's see some examples. Buffalo. Here, the word buffalo ends with o. So, we will add es to it and it will become buffaloes. The same way, hero. It will become heroes. Mango. Mangoes. Mosquito. Mosquitoes. Potato. Potatoes. Tomato. Tomatoes. Cargo. Cargoes. Echo. Echoes. Children, remember there are some exceptions like we say bamboo, will add s to it and the plural will be bamboos. The same way, photo will add s to it and it will become photos. The word piano will add s to it and it will become pianos. Now, let's move on to the next rule. That is rule number 3. Nouns that ends in y and has a consonant before it. Its plural is formed by changing y into ies. Children, you need to remember we studied about vowels and consonants. You know, there are 26 letters in English alphabets, out of which 5 are vowels, namely A, E, I, O, U, and the remaining 21 are the consonants. So, as per rule number 3, the noun ends in Y. If the noun ends in Y and has a consonant before it, and before that Y there is a consonant, then its plural is formed by changing Y into IES. If the noun ends with Y and there is a consonant before it, then you will change Y into IES. Now, let's see some examples to understand this better. Army. It ends with Y. So, we will change the Y alphabet and will get the plural by adding IES in place of Y. So, the plural will be armies. Baby. We'll remove Y and in place of Y we'll add IES and we'll get the plural babies. Body. It will become bodies. City. Cities. Copy. Copies. Country. Countries. Cry. Cries. Fly. Flies. Story. Stories. Lady. Ladies. Children, remember here we are changing Y into IES to form the plural. Fairy. Fairies. Diary. Diaries. Reply. Replies. Pony. Ponies. Duty. Duties. Family. Families. Now, let's move on to rule number 4. And rule number 4 says, only S is added to the singular if the Y comes after a vowel. Children, in the previous rule, that is rule number 3, we understood if the word ends with Y and there is a consonant before that, then we remove Y and we add IES to it to form the plural. But if the word ends with Y, but there is a vowel before that, then we will simply add S to the given word. Let's see some examples. Way. Here, the word way ends with Y. And before Y, there is a vowel, that is A. So, we will simply add S to the given word and the plural will be formed. So, by adding S to way, we get ways as the plural. The same way, monkey. We'll add s to it and we'll get the plural monkeys because the word monkey ends with y and before y there's a vowel. Ray, race. Valley, valleys. Joy, joys. Toy, toys. Donkey, donkeys. Key, keys. Chimney, chimneys. Now let's move on to rule number 5. Nouns that ends in ch, s, double s, sh or x forms their plural by adding es to the singular. That means if the noun ends with these letters, then you will add es to it to form the plural. Now, let's see some examples. Fox. The word ends with x, so we will add es to it to form the plural. Therefore, fox plus es will become foxes. Box plus es will become boxes. Batch plus es will become batches. Bench will become benches. Branch will become branches. Bunch will become bunches. Church will become churches. Match will become matches. Inch will become inches. Watch will become watches. Patch will become patches. Here we are simply adding es to the given word. Dress will become dresses. Class will become classes. Brush by adding es to it becomes brushes. Bush becomes bushes. Dish will become dishes. Now, let's move on to rule number 6. Noun that ends in f or fe forms their plural by replacing f or fe with ves. That means if the noun ends with f or fe, we will remove or replace f or fe and in that place we will write ves. Okay, we will replace f or fe and in place of that we will write ves. Now let's see some examples to understand this better. Loaf. We will remove f from there or we can say we will replace f from there and instead of that f we will write ves. Therefore, loaf will become loaves. Shelf will become shells. Life will become lives. Knife will become knives. Calf will become calves. Leaf will become leaves. Thief will become thieves. Wolf will become wolves. Now, let's recollect all the rules once again. Rule number 1 says, Most nouns form their plurals by adding s to the singular form. Rule number 2 says nouns that end in o usually form their plurals by adding either s or es to the singular form. Rule number 3 says nouns that end in y after a consonant forms their plural by changing y into ies. Rule number 4 says nouns that end in y after a vowel forms their plurals by adding s to the singular form. Rule number 5 says nouns that end in s, sh, ch, double s or x form their plural by adding es to the singular form. And rule number 6 says nouns that end in f or fe form their plurals by changing f or fe into ves. I hope you will remember how to use rules and change the singular into plural correctly. Thank you for watching the video. Keep learning